The big news for the day, guys. And listen, it really shouldn't come as a surprise. It just might be a surprise that it was today. But in
Well,
the end,
we kind of been talking about this for a while.
yeah, we have been. And it's Jones is out and DeVito is starting official, guys. And listen, we've been asking for this for a while. Rob and I have been saying we want DeVito to start. We think he's better than Drew Lock. We didn't expect this to happen here like that. We thought I thought Drew Lock would be the guy to start, but I'm very glad
100%.
he's not. Very glad he's not. So we're gonna get into some news on this and also quotes, but before we do that, we're gonna do a nice introduction here to our new starting quarterback, the New York Giants.
Sometimes the expensive option doesn't work. Sometimes the situation calls for man who came out of nowhere, a man who loves his mother's chicken cutlets, a man whose agent dresses like a cartoon spy. His name is Tommy DeVito, a.k.a. Tommy Cutlets, a.k.a. the Giants' new starting quarterback.
Oh, yes, there he is. Listen, expect all the news loops now for this coming back into fashion now, the hand gesture. Expect the parents to be a big deal again. Expect Sean, the agent, to be a big deal again. Who really does dress like a cartoon spy. I'm sorry.
He really does.
He does. Like it's like I expect him to make an extra in the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie if they ever remake that again.
I was about to say it's like a third spy versus spy.
Spy versus spy versus spy.
Yeah. You know what's amazing? Tommy Cutlets comes out of town just for a nice Italian Thanksgiving where he can go like this, go to this.
Oh, yes. Well, I saw a thing on TikTok that, they were saying what this is.
Papangul.
No. Look at sideways when you do it. It's the duck is dead. Like you're strangling a duck. I don't think it's that. I was like, oh my God, it kind of does look like a duck.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Jones and
Choking a chicken.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Ian Rappaport started it off today on Twitter/X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Said sources, the Giants are benching quarterback Daniel Jones, officially moving on from their starter. Out of the bye week with the team 2-8, Jones now heads to the bench in what the team has said would be a football decision. That's, of course, alluding to the fact that going into the bye week, Joe Shane and Brian Daboll both said they make a football decision, not a money situation issue. Let's be honest.
Which both are head hands.
Yeah, but we both know that money and football both were probably included in the decision. Today, Brian Daboll came out with a statement to the press, said, after evaluating a bunch of things and looking at a lot of tape and being around Tommy last year, where he created a little bit of a spark for us, that's the reason why we're going with Tommy. Drew will be the backup, continue to work with him. He's been nothing but a pro, as was Daniel. It's never an easy conversation to have with the players, but felt this was a necessary move for us and look forward to working with Tommy and getting him ready to go against Tampa. Now, I think there's one very big key statement to this. Drew will be the backup. I'm going to be the backup quarterback, according to head coach Brian Daboll. This was news to me, guys. I'm just saying I have to still sign with an agent. I have to go ahead and do my physical, which I will fail miserably.
Yeah.
He failed the stress test.
Yeah, mental health is hard. Did you not read the whole full contract?
Yeah. But, guys, the big thing is the fact that DeVito is starting over Lock. I think that was the really shocker of this whole thing. It's not the wrong move by any shake of the imagination, but it's definitely a little bit of a shocker, I would say.
I think the bigger shocker to me is that they just said that, not only did they bench Daniel Jones, he's not the backup.
No.
That to me is the bigger shocker. It's like,
well, we've been calling for that for weeks now. We've been saying that forever. They're doing it right.
We haven't, but I thought maybe they're going to ease into this, possibly do like, hey, Drew Lock, we picked you up as the backup, and Tommy Cutlets, hey, listen, we told you you're third string from the get-go. Here's your chance to be the backup. And at some point, like in this equation, like you also have to kind of consider, like there's a possibility where DJ should have been called the backup because he's getting benched. No, you're going right to third string. You're going right past go. Do not collect $200. Do not collect $200. Do not collect $23 million.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about. You just said right there. I mean, he's got the injury clause. $23 million injury clause. The Giants just don't want to pay. It makes absolutely no sense to have him as the backup. It makes no sense to have him as the starter, both for football reasons based on how we've been playing for the last 2 years, but also for the monetary reasons. You don't want to lose $23 million, guys. That's a ton of money, even for a guy like John Mayer and Steve Tisch. That's a lot of money.
You're also talking about the cap, no?
Honestly, that's probably the bigger issue. Obviously, I mean,
we've
I
been
think there's
on the
teams
cap
out there that would spend way beyond the cap if there was no cap.
100%.
And I think the Giants are one of them. They make enough money there. New York market, they make tons of money compared to a team like the Saints, for example, or the Falcons, or the Broncos. There's teams that they just have more access to money, which is why they have the cap, and I'm glad they do because it helps create the parity of this league that it has. But Spotrac also suggested that the money may be partly why the Giants are going with DeVito over Locke. He had in his contract locked in incentives that were really millions of dollars there based on playing time, stats for himself there, and also based on a playoff berth. But I think we're safe from having to pay that. I think that's that we're but there were things like get a certain amount of yards, a certain amount of touchdowns, a certain amount of quarterback rating, a certain amount of playing time, which that kind of stuff he could have potentially hit some of it at the very least. And let's be honest, the Giants don't have a ton of money, guys. They're making decisions based on money, even though they're trying to say otherwise. They can't afford to pay more because the more they pay, the less they have. They only have like $3 million against the cap, which means they would have had to potentially make moves just to afford to pay the incentives. But this is the right move, guys. Point blank, this is the right move.
And once again,
it's the better potential quarterback.
We've been saying this for a long time.
Oh, yes.
This is the move. Like, listen, DeVito, yes, you came in undrafted. You're a free agent. We were pleasantly surprised what you did last year for us. Fantastic. We also seen what Drew Lock has done as the first overall draft. First round draft pick. And
second round pick.
Yeah, well, that's what I took it back. He was the first round, not first overall.
No,
first
second round pick.
Oh, he's second round?
Second round pick.
To the Broncos. And they got ties with him pretty fast.
Yeah. And because there's not much money involved. I mean, and Seattle cut ties. And I mean, cut ties, they were willing to bring him back, but the Giants were willing to overpay comparatively. I mean, that's part of the situation too. Is how upset would you be if you're Drew Lock? You sign on with the Giants. Beginning of the year, it starts off this talk of, maybe Drew Lock's gonna have a chance. Drew Lock could start. There's even talks would Drew Lock beat out Daniel Jones going into camp? That was legit a conversation people were having.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, granted, is the fact that people hate Jones, to be honest. But
that's part of the hater clause there.
That's the hater clause. I mean,
you
can't hate Jones. I'm sorry, you can't hate Jones. The guy has busted his hump. He's just not good. You can't hate a guy for just not having the ability. That's not on him. He's trying. He just sucks. Put it bluntly, that's just what it is. But people want to hate on him. But I kind of feel bad for Drew Lock a little bit, to be honest, because he came here with the rumors being that he could have a chance to play, and now here's that chance to play, and it's going to Tommy DeVito. And this is a guy who doesn't want to probably be a career backup. He was probably hoping for a chance to prove himself in this league. And guys, this is the chance to prove yourself right now. For DeVito. I mean, we've said forever, I still think this team is a quarterback away. Well, guess what? We have a new quarterback. And that's not to suggest that DeVito was the long-term answer. He's definitely not.
No.
I think he's a long-term backup answer, maybe. Yeah, I think it's a fair statement. But we're going to find out exactly what he is. But let's put yourself in Drew Lock, though, for a second, his shoes. Let's say Tommy DeVito blows out of the water, okay? He plays absolutely amazing. How pissed are you then, even? You're pissed right now, but every single time DeVito throws the ball downfield, every time the team wins, you got to feel like something is, taken from you to a certain degree. And if it is for cap reasons, well, I don't think it just is for cap reasons, personally. I think it's also because he played like crap in the preseason. He played like crap in the time he had against the Eagles. But I think the big thing is that's part of the story too, as well. Is I gotta feel bad for for Drew Lock in this whole scenario.
Yeah.
But it's the right move, though.
At the end of the day, 100%, like when you're talking about cap space in general, football decisions, this is the right move.
Cap-wise, football-wise, even, I still think DeVito is a better quarterback than Lock.
I mean, there's a reason why he came as the backup.
Who, Lock?
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to put an actual quarterback in there that would compete with Daniel Jones. Let's be honest, guys.
But was better than DeVito than what they thought.
I'm not so sure on that. I wasn't so sure when he signed him he was better than DeVito.
I said the same thing, but there's also, we're not in the coaching room. We're not, in the coaching staff. We're not in the medical staff. We don't know what's going on back there. Like, I think this is the best opportunity for the Giants for the 2025 season.
Well, for the 2024 season, to be honest, it could be the worst decision for the Giants for the 25 season. Because this could be like last year all over again. Giants start winning a couple of games. We start losing our draft pick status. Like, that's a possibility in this whole thing as well. But I've said it before, and I will say it again, guys. I want to win. I don't give a damn about the draft in the end because I think losing causes more issues than people realize in the locker room. And let's be honest, guys. If we lose, we're not just out Daniel Jones. We're probably out the entire front office. We're in a complete rebuild at that point. And I still don't think this team needs a complete rebuild. I just think it needs a quarterback. And I know that losing makes it more difficult to get a quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But, guys, do you really think this team's going to go on a run all of a sudden of, like, 9 wins in a row or something crazy?
Especially since there's not 9 games left in the season.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Come on, man.
7 wins? There's 7 games left? What week is it? I don't even know anymore.
It's week 11, man. It's week 11.
Like, we're not going to go 9-8, guys. Like, it's not going to happen. And in the end, the Giants, if they like a quarterback enough, they will do whatever they have to do to trade up for him because they have no choice this year. Last year, they had the option in their head because they still had DJ. There's no option this time. If you like a quarterback, you do what the hell you got to do to get up there. Especially because, for all you know, it's a quarterback team. Like, a team already has a quarterback. Like Jacksonville, for example, who currently has the number 1 overall pick, I believe, and has the per plus Daniel Jones that, quite frankly, they're not going to get rid of because they just signed the man. They're where we were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The light is at the end of our tunnel, guys. The light is there. Okay? Go into the lights in this case. It's not a train in a tunnel. We're okay. We got this. You want to win some games. You want to get things going better. You want to not be the laughing stock of this league. And then you want to let the chips lie where they lie with the draft because we have the ability to go out and get a quarterback in the draft still if we want one. There's plenty of football left to be played, guys. We may like one of the other guys that aren't one of the big 2. We may say, you know what? We want Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, and we're going to give up whatever the hell we have to give up to get them. In the end, wins are important. They are. Especially because, let's say, for example, you're the Giants, and you go, let's say, 2-15 of the season, something crazy like that. We lose out the rest of the way. Do you think Deion's going to want Shedeur Sanders coming here? And you know there's going to be issues there. You know I'm right in this.
100%.
So, I mean, that's one of those things that people think it's much more simple than it really is. It's not as simple as people think. So, now, Brian Daboll also alluded to the fact that other changes were coming as well. He said personnel groups, offensively or defensively, a lot less than this. Obviously, when you just see the quarterback situation, but there'll be different guys mixing in and out, and we'll take a look at some of these guys that have done a nice job since they've been here. Maybe they haven't had as many reps, or we implement them into some personnel groups. That we'll do here over the next couple of days when we get ready for Tampa is to decide where these guys fit. Translation to a very verbiage use thing. Nice and simple. If you're young, we're going to play you.
100%.
That's what he's basically saying. I need to find out what I got here at these young guys. That's what he's saying.
Yep.
So expect Jalen Hyatt to be in a lot more. Watch him start taking snaps away from Daniel Jones, from Darius Slayton. Watch, you see more of the younger corners and Adoree Jackson probably getting less time. Watch like a guy like Jake Kubas, North Dakota State was it, I believe, the undrafted rookie free agent that I know the Giants are pretty high on, and they like the way he's been in practice. If you notice, he's been on the roster. He's been inactivated each game. He's been on the roster to go ahead and make sure nobody else takes him. I expect to see him as well. There's moves coming at that point, guys. They're going to go ahead and see what they got with these young guns. They want to see and they need to see. So expect to see some moves there. All right, guys. So, as Deb says real quick, Panthers made the deal to be number 1 in the draft early. Maybe we do something like that. That's possible. Anything's possible. Like I said, people act like we win some games. There's no way we can get the quarterback. I'm not buying that. I'm not.
Hey, listen, I mean, after this weekend, we'll go over later, but it looks like Denver might have the right quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm